guys, welcome to yet another episode of AutoConnect. And as usual, AutoConnect is that channel that will guarantee you an alluring motor vehicle experience. I'll be your host, Eric Wakabi, Eric with a CK. And today, I am honored to present to you a brand new segment of AutoConnect called Story za Garage. On this segment, we'll be chilling around garages, speaking about emerging issues in the Kenyan car world, issues that affect you directly. And remember, you can follow me at a personal level on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok as well. And on this first episode, we are talking about a very critical issue, an issue that has been a topic of discussion for a very long time, and that is the diesel menace in Kenya today. And I would like to start this episode by introducing Mwaura. Mwaura has been on AutoConnect before, but the other time you were here, we were talking about rebuilding engines. And one thing that we didn't specify is that Mwaura is a diesel specialist, and that is why we have him on set today to try and talk about diesel engines and the diesel menace. Mwaura, tell me how I say.
Habari zenyu. My name is Mwaura from Prince Drive Garage. Karibuni to Story za Garage. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mwaura. And by the way, amesema we are filming from Prince Drive Garage. Najua kuna mafans kadhaa wametembea hapa Prince Drive, so they know the services that are offered. And if you have a diesel vehicle yenye imekuletea shida, just bring it to Prince Drive and Mwaura will be at your service. Pia tunaweza patana na wewe tu hii ni mtaa.
Hii ni mtaa. Karibuni pia kutembea.
So Mwaura,
ndio.
Let's start with the diesel menace. You know, this whole issue of adulterated diesel has been a topic of discussion for a very long time, especially since these vehicles with common rail direct injection started coming into the market.
Yes.
But before we even talk, we need to congratulate IPRA for the effort they have put to try and curb adulterated diesel. In fact, right now, diesel adulteration is almost at 0%.
Yes.
But we are still having diesel contaminated diesel.
Yes.
And that is where we want to talk about where do we get this contaminated diesel and where does it come from. And with that, Mwaura, we move on to why do people fear diesel engines? Number one is adulterated fuel. Because especially with modern diesel, unajua diesel za kitambo hata ungeweka mafuta taa
ilikuwa tu iko sawa.
Ilikuwa iko sawa. Ni moshi tu itatoa. And after IPRA started really pushing guys to stop contaminating diesel, part of the measures they took are making kerosene a bit more pricey so that it does not make economic sense for you to adulterate diesel with kerosene.
Yes.
Kerosene ni mafuta ya taa. Si ndio?
Ndio hiyo.
Kerosene, paraffin,
same thing.
Ukisema
hivyo mnaelewa ni ile tulikuwa tunaweka kwa taa ya kitambo na
ama stove.
stove.
So that was one of the measures. The other measures is cancelling the licenses for the guys who sell adulterated fuel.
Yes.
But as a mechanic, Mwaura, even with those measures, we have seen that we still get cases of adulterated
fuel.
Yes. Or vehicle failure rate because of adulterated fuel. So Mwaura, if at all the petrol stations are selling diesel that is not adulterated, then where do we have, or where do the contaminants come from?
One thing that I would like you people to understand is that diesel is highly hygroscopic. It absorbs water from the atmosphere. For example, if you leave a bowl half of diesel here, after 2 days, utapata iko 3/4. Simply because it absorb moisture from the atmosphere. Inafanyanga tu kama chumvi vile ukiacha chumvi hapo utapata inakaa maji. So if for example tanki yako ya gari haifungiki vizuri, diesel yako itavuta tu maji, itakuwa na maji. Second, utapata inakuwa adulterated from the petrol stations themselves. Hizo tank za petrol stations zinakuanga chini. There is a manhole, alafu sasa kuna tank, kifuniko ya tank. If that tank haifunikiki vizuri, maji tu itaingia. Ukinyesha, especially ukinyesha siku hizi unaona kunanyesha, kuna waterlogged, maji itaingia kwa tank, and then from there if the petrol stations wako careless, because they also have their own filters, wako na water separators, if they are not properly checked, eventually that adulteration, that water will pass na itaingia kwa gari yako.
Okay.
Yes.
So most of it, from what I'm getting from Mwaura, you can have natural diesel adulteration.
Yes.
Na sasa Mwaura, if you, what is, now cars also have devices or gadgets such as water separators.
Yes.
And
water
diesel
sensors.
and water sensors and all
Yes,
that.
and diesel filters.
And diesel filters.
Yes.
Then how come we still get damage as that is as a result of dirty diesel or adulterated diesel?
One is because siku hizi ni kama pesa imekuwa mbele kwa kila mtu. Tunaenda tunanunua hizo filters za China. You don't want to use an original filter because it is costing 1,000 shillings, or else you can buy a diesel filter at 300 shillings. You see? So the moment you fuel, your tank is contaminated, your fuel is contaminated in the tank, and you're using that 300 shillings filter, which is from China, definitely, uchafu tu itapita na itaenda kwa pump, then from the pump, common rail to the nozzles, and there you go. Either iharibu common rail, iharibu nozzles, ama iharibu pump.
Okay. And right now we have seen a big population of Mazda diesels on the road.
Yes.
And most people are complaining about this, but we can say that early, if you compare between now and early 2016, all the way from 2014, 2016, the cases of adulterated diesel were actually very high. Yes. But now, these days, they are quite lower. And that, I think, has given people the confidence to fuel.
Even to buy diesel cars.
Even to buy diesel cars. Because it has reduced. But with those cases, more there is something you have mentioned, that if that debris or that gets into the system, it will damage nozzles and even the common rail.
Yes.
Because modern diesel engines are turbocharged, they are direct injection, and they feature common rail with high pressure nozzles.
Yes.
Right? So when you say that, most of the people wataanza kuuliza nini hizi watu wanasema. What are these that Mwaura is talking about? So today we have we said it's at AutoConnect we are also embracing CBC. So we need to show them these things. So Mwaura,
that's a nozzle.
This is a nozzle.
That's a piezo nozzle.
Piezo. This is not a solenoid nozzle.
That's not a solenoid nozzle. That's a piezo nozzle.
Okay. So that we don't get into details. So on this nozzle, what happens if that
gets in? This nozzle has 3 different parts. Iko na kichwa, watu wanaitanga kichwa. This is the electric part.
Yes.
This is where kama ni piezo ama ni solenoid, this is where the current gets through. Juu ya kufungulia tip. So tuko na kichwa, tuko na mwili na tuko na tip. Mafuta inaingilianga hapa, this is the inlet. Now from the high pressure common rail inaingililia hapa, ikiingililia hapa inakuja inajaa hapa kwa mwili. Ikijaa hapa kwa mwili, then ikifika ni time ya firing of that cylinder, because maybe there are 4 cylinders, maybe there are 6 cylinders. Ikifika ni firing of that cylinder, nozzle imejaa mafuta, nini inaingia hapa? Hapa ndipo current inaingia. That's a signal. Inaingia hapa, ikiingia ina ignite, inavuta tip, alafu sasa ina spray mafuta. In case of excess fuel in this body, inatokeanga hapa kwa return valve. This is the return valve. This is the main ndio inaingilia mafuta. Hapa ndipo signal inaingia, to explain to kalema ndio kila mtu elewe, na hapa ndipo kuna mashimo. They are very tiny holes in this tip. So in case uchafu ingililia hapa, na uchafu by contamination, kuna dirt na kuna maji na maybe kuna vitu zingine kama paraffin, maybe mtu ameongeza hizo boosters kwa mafuta, ndio maybe ongeza kitu kingine. So in case, for example, that ingia hapa, ita block hizi tips. Ikiblock the tip, definitely either ipanue tip ama nozzle iache kutupa mafuta. In case maji pia ingie, hapa ndani kuna metallic parts zitarust, na pia either ni tip yako ndani iko nozzle. Actually this is the nozzle. Hii ingine wacha na nozzle iko ndani, it's a moving part. Yes.
Okay. And now we are done with the okay, for a normal nozzle, say for a 1 kb engine or for a Mazda CX-5.
Yes.
What is at the time when we are filming this video, what is the cost of this?
The cost of this, it is going at roughly for maybe for a 1 kb engine, 1 kb engine 2010 and above, it is going at around 35,000.
So if you damage 4 of them,
120,000.
Wow.
Carelessness. Most of it actually in carelessness.
Nah. Okay. So let's, on average, 4 of these will cost you above 100,000.
Above 100,000.
That is for the newer vehicles.
Yes.
The CX-5?
The CX-5, right now, we are selling them at around 15 to 20,000. So maybe 4 of them, you can get them at around 80,000.
80,000?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, and the damage to nozzles you can prevent this by simply
routine servicing, checking where you're fueling, and also kuna makosa yenye inatendekanga sana Kenya sana na ni kama kidogo haiongelele yangu. Shida kubwa ya magari zetu ni mafundi, nikiwa mmoja wao. Shida kubwa ni mafundi. Umeniletea gari yako, nimefanya misdiagnosing simply because I don't know where the power losses are. Nakwambia gari imeharibu nozzle. Tunaanza there, ununua nozzles, sijui fanya hivi. So hiyo misdiagnosing na kukua ati mafundi hatutaki ku upgrade, you don't want to do your research. Bado unaambia customer badilishe kitu and you're not sure about it. Hapo ndipo shida ya clients huanza.
Okay.
Yes.
So the first problem is the technicians.
Technicians are the first problem.
Shida ni mafundi. And I think the reason why people tend to fear diesels is in the case of misdiagnosing, they can be very expensive.
Extremely expensive.
You know, for petrol, those are cheap. They hardly get damaged.
Nozzle and petrol are around 2,500 ones.
But the diesel ones are
very expensive.
Very expensive.
Over 10,000 plus.
Now, Mwaura, before we go to the next step, there is something that you have said. Check where you are fueling.
Check where you are fueling.
Now, tumetoka kwa enzi ya mafuriko.
Yes.
Kulikuwa kukuje, what was the name of that hurricane? Hidaya, yes. Hurricane Hidaya akakula fare. Cha muhimu alikula fare. Hidaya alikula fare hakufika. Which was a good thing.
Yes.
But tumetoka kwa mafuriko. And one thing we noticed is that there are so many petrol stations that actually flooded. So what could the impact of flooding in a petrol station cause to the diesel or even the fuel? Let's just call it fuel in general. The fuel that our cars are consuming.
I think I'll answer that question from the first question that you asked. How to check where to fuel? Because the moment, if, for example, right now, the way you're seeing the floods, utaona some of those tanks, when nilisema tukianza, the petrol stations, I think some of them wanakuwa careless. Unapata maybe the seals from the covers hazijafungika vizuri. So what if for example ukienda kwa petrol station, most of these petrol stations zinakuwa zimetengenezwa in a waterlogged place. Maybe ulikuwa unapitia hapo unaona zile madhanje.
Madhanje.
Papyrus. So wherever there is papyrus, you know that's a waterlogged place. And hizi matank venye wanatengeneza siku hizi utapata hawatumii hawatengenezi matanks mzuri. So ikidipiwa kwa hiyo waterlogged place, unapata maji na infiltrate with time. Definitely venye tank inakoga imetengenezwa, sijui inaweza onyesha na example na kama this nozzle, tuseme this is the height of the tank. Tank imelala hivi, this is the height of the tank. The height of the tank, unapatanga the pump haivutangi from the bottom. Inavutanga kutoka katikati. So that kama kuna maji, unajua maji itaenda chini, haitaweza kuvuta. So they also know that with time hiyo tanki itakuwa na maji ndani. Unaona? So eventually with time maji ikiaccumulate mpaka ifikie pump itakuwa inavuta hiyo maji na maji itakuwa inawafikia mtu kunywa mafuta. So ukienda kwa petrol station, kitu ya kwanza hebu angalia ama uchunguze, ukijua ilikuwa imejengwa mahali kulikuwa waterlogged, jaribu sana kuepukana na hiyo petrol station, because eventually nini itaingia, mafuta itaingia ndani. Sasa maji itaingia ndani ya hiyo tank. Kitu ya pili, ukiingia kwa petrol station upate ile roll ya inakuwa imeandikwa petrol, ndio wanamwaga mafuta. Petrol stations zimekama up na njia za kuzuia hiyo. Unapata petrol station iko na tanks kama 2. So if wanaweka mafuta kwa hii tank, watu wanakunywa mafuta kutoka from the other tanks. But kuna zile petrol stations wapatanga iko na tank moja. Kupata petrol station iko na tank moja, iweke mafuta. Definitely kwa hiyo tank kuna filtration. Maybe kuna some particles za mchanga ziliingia tanki ikiekwa, maybe kuna maji. So wakiweka hiyo mafuta, hizo components zote zinachanganyikana. Mafuta, maji, uchafu iko ndani, alafu inavutwa na pump. Bado mnaendelea kufuel as the tank inaweka mafuta. Inavutwa na pump, alafu unawekewa mafuta. So usikunywe place yenye unajua palikuwa waterlogged, na usikunywe mafuta kwa petrol station wakati mwenye mafuta ndio inamwagwa kwa petrol station.
Interesting insights, by the way. So guys, always check where you're fueling your car. Yes. So do not fuel. I'm not saying do not. No, let me not say do not. But those are personal opinions. Yes. But they are very valid.
Yes.
So if you find that, and we have so many petrol stations that have been built in waterlogged areas. Right now, most of them are being built on reclaimed land. The other thing Mwaura said is that do not fuel when fuel is being offloaded.
Yes.
Okay, there has been ways to mitigate that, but you see, wewe umepark gari yako juu. You don't know
ni nani anaekewa, ni pump gani natumika, ni tank gani, you don't know.
Exactly, you can't tell. So the best thing is you better be safe than sorry, yes. And I also want to call out on the fuel marketers who run. Okay, the fuel marketers let me say who run these petrol stations.
Yes.
I think it's good for them to try and have consumer guides to the do's and the don'ts when you're fueling your car. It is very important to try and avoid some of these problems that we are facing right now. Now, so we are still with talking about the diesel menace, and I think IPRA should also have. I think they do inspect.
They do inspect the petrol stations. Actually, what I've learned from the petrol stations is that wanapimanga mafuta kila asubuhi.
Yes.
They measures the level. Kuna kitu wanapakanga from that deep. Usually deep. Kuna too deep kwa hizo tanks. So kuna kitu wanapimanga so that they know whether their fuel has water.
Yes.
Kwa hiyo petrol station ikikuwekea mafuta iko na maji, walikuwa wanajua kutoka asubuhi mafuta iko na maji. Juu hiyo nini itakuonyesha. So IPRA wamekuwa wakifuatilia, I think I've also nimekuwa nikitembea kwa petrol stations in Kanut, they also have maybe filters.
Yes.
Za kufilter in case of uchafu ipite, pia wako na hizo zitango water nini?
Water separators.
They have water separators also. So petrol station kukuwekea mafuta iko na maji also, I think they also know iko na maji juu alipima asubuhi.
So negligence. Let's just say, Mwaura, irrespective of the measures IPRA is trying to put forward, in every market there is a madman. That is what they say. In every market,
in our market here.
So there will be a few elements who are going to try and dodge this, because I think every once in a while we see what do we call them? Dealers who are selling adulterated fuel.
A week won't go by without me repairing a car due to adulterated fuel.
So the cases are still there.
They are there.
And IPRA publishes them on wakikuja, pia IPRA sahi wako, they are very keen. Wanakuja randomly wanapima mafuta yako. Wakipata iko na maji, utajipata kwa gazeti, and I think they also
unafungiwa sijui ya nia also.
They revoke your license.
They revoke your license, and also there is a fine. Yes, there is a fine for that.
So guys, if you have evidence that you have fueled at a service station and you got adulterated fuel, please report.
Si kuharibia kampuni jina, ni kusaidia wengine.
Ni kusaidia wengine. Ukipata umewekewa adulterated fuel, please report because they deserve to compensate you. Because you see that's a lot of damage.
Yes.
Now I want us to speak about another element that is also a bit pricey. Hii chuma iko hapa. Now
Common rail.
What I said, it's called the common rail. So from its name, it is a common rail that delivers fuel to the injectors. So what is the role of this rail, Mwaura?
Tuite watu wanasemanga mtambo, wanaitanga mtambo.
You know, we need to use street language because we are AutoConnect is all about connecting to everyone.
So common rail is a technical jargon for mechanics wenye wanajielewa, lakini watu wengi wanaijua kama mtambo. Gari yangu imeharibu mtambo. Kazi ya mtambo ni kuhold very high pressure fuel. Inakuanga na high pressure, sikumbuki inakuanga how many psi, but it's very high to a point. Unapatanga these are the outlets to the nozzle. To a point that ukiweza fungua hapo ugurumishe gari alafu weke kidole, inaweza ukata kidole. That's how high the pressure is. So kazi ya mtambo ni receive fuel from the injector pump, ina hold very high pressure, alafu ina feed the injectors.
Okay.
Yes.
So in what cases because I remember there was a time Prados and Toyota Hiace from about year of manufacture 2010, they really damaged common rails.
Yes.
What is the problem? What happened? How does it get to that point?
Ni kutoka tu kwa hiyo adulterated fuel. Na chenye common rail inaharibingi ni pressure switch. This is the pressure switch. Hii ndio inajuanga that the common rail has may hold enough pressure. Sasa inaweza release nyingine irudi kwa tank. Tena ikikuwa mingi, ikikuwa too high, iende kwa nozzles, itapanua mashimo za nozzles. So inaharibuingi the pressure switch. Ikianza pressure switch hapa, ikiingia maji pale ndani na korodi until this pressure switch haiwezi hold the required pressure. So unapata mafuta inarudi hata kama nozzle hazijashiba. Actually how this thing work, maybe ni explain tu kidogo. Mafuta ikijaa hapa kabisa inaanzanga kurudi. Sawa? Lakini kama haijajaa, hii valve ya return haifai kurudisha anything. For you to know kama common rail yako imeharibu, if for example utoe pipe hapa upate inarudisha mafuta na haujakanyanga rev, au RPM haujakanyanga accelerator, then it means your pressure switch is damaged. Inafaa kurudisha ukanyanga rev, common rail ijaze mafuta irudishe excess.
Okay. So with that very simple and very good explanation by Mwaura, how much does and by the way, is it true that the Mazda CX-5 and the Toyota Hiace share a common rail?
They don't share a common rail, but they share a pressure switch. Okay. This pressure switch for SH1 and 1 kD, 2010 and above, they are the same. And also even the nozzles, the nozzle, they are different. Ukiangalia physically they are different, but whatever the nozzle is, because the nozzle is the component that is inside here, and you move, they are the same.
In the CX-5 and in the Toyota
CX-5 Hiace. And the Toyota Hiace.
They are all made by Denso.
They are all made by Denso.
Okay. So
how
much, Mwaura? How much?
Now it depends with the model of the car and also the year that the car was manufactured. For example, this one, this cost roughly 80,000 to 100,000. 80,000 to 100,000 for a CX-5. Venye watu walijua hizi switch zinaingiananga ndio bei ilienda ikashoot. Because the switch goes at around 40,000, 45,000 there. Sasa venye watu wa CX-5 venye walikuwa wanauza engine za CX-5, because we used to buy this common rail at around 15 Gs of CX-5. But the moment they knew that these switches are compatible, bei ikashoot. Because you buy this switch at around 40,000, unapata sasa hiyo mtambo unauziwa around 50,000.
So mnasikia forces of demand and supply. So they share the pressure switch. And okay. So these I'm holding 100,000.
Yes. Na ni mzuri, si mbaya. Hijaribika.
It's 100 Gs.
Yeah, it's 100
Gs. So Mwaura, and as we start taking the parting shots, I believe guys have had wamekuwa na very insightful, we have had a very insightful session here about even the adulteration, where to fuel, when not to fuel.
Yes.
I want to remind guys that you can contribute towards production of this content. You can click on the Tiny Pesa link hapo kwa description. Na pia if you have a diesel vehicle that has become problematic, you can bring it to Mwaura hapa Prince Drive garage. Sinio Mwaura?
Ndio.
And Mwaura's number iko hapo.
Wakuja kwa wingi.
Kujeni to sort hizo issue. Na pia servicing, routine servicing.
Routine servicing, we do the KDs, all the diesels. Yes.
And now that we have talked about routine servicing, if you own a diesel vehicle and you see what we subject them to in the Kenyan environment, how do you maintain your diesel vehicle's fuel line?
The routine checkups too. One, make sure you check your water separator. Make sure inafanya kazi vizuri. And most of them zinakuja zikuwa kwa hard pump. That prime pump. The one that sucks fuel from the tank to the injector pump. Inakujanga ikiwa hapo. Make sure that you use a genuine part. If it's a Toyota, make sure you use a genuine fuel filter. Yes.
And now Mwaura umesema kwa vitu kama hand pump. Hand pump is in Toyota Hiace, but you don't have a hand pump in a CX-5.
I think that was a manufacturer defect. And actually, kama walikuwa wamepiga hesabu, wako wamepigia maskini hesabu. Ati unaenda gari yako imaliza
mafuta.
Ndio CX-5 yako ikimaliza mafuta penye imemalizia hata weke mafuta, I think I'll have to come there and try it manually. Yes, for it to start again.
Okay.
Unayo shida.
So they never thought to never
waliweka tu filter peke yake. Unajua for a Hiace, filter imeshikanishwa na hard pump. But ya CX-5 it's a filter peke yake. So mafuta ikiisha, hakuna mechanism ya kutoa mafuta from the tank to the injector pump.
Na hao watu Mwaura, especially people who own Mazda 10s and CX-5, do they really remember to check out their water separators?
No, they don't. Actually, even majority of the mechanics doesn't know where the location of the filter, of the fuel filter. They don't know. Wanabadilishanga tu oil filter, air cleaner, and the oil. And you're good to go.
And they forget about the
fuel filter.
The fuel filter.
Yes.
Anyway, I think you have had it. So, parting shots are routine checkup, now service na genuine parts.
Yes.
So, would you, as Mwaura, would you advise somebody to buy a diesel vehicle for, we have said they are very economical on fuel, but would you advise somebody to buy a diesel vehicle for town running?
Yes, I would advise. I would advise because it will give you value for money.
Okay.
It is economical. It survives for a long. It has a longer lifetime compared to a petrol engine. So I would advise people to buy diesel cars for town run.
The other thing, people say that diesel engines that are below 3,000 cc or 2,800 cc are problematic. Hizo si story za jaba.
Hizo ni story za jaba. CX-5 iko na 2.2 liter diesel turbo.
Demi iko na 1,500 cc.
Demi iko na 1,500 cc.
But I think this is ignorance, Mwaura, because there is even you remember the Toyota Caldinas,
yes.
the 110s, the 102s that came with a 2C engine, 3C engines.
Yes.
Zilikuwa za diesel.
Zilikuwa za diesel na zilikuwa zinafanya actually kama kuna gari engine ilikuwa na survive sana ni hiyo 3C. Na ikatumika even kwa matatu.
Yes.
Kwa kale kanguruwe.
Kale kanguruwe, yes. Taunes.
Yes.
So hizo ni stories za jaba.
Hizo ni stories za jaba. Gari za diesel zinunuliwe alafu na sisi mafundi to up our games.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. And also the aspect of modern vehicles come with other yes. complexities or features like DPFs, EGRs. So you can either clean them or delete them.
You can clean them or delete them. You can, kama ni ya CX-5, kuja ni kudeletea. You don't need to delete it from the computer.
Yes.
Hapana.
Interesting fact. Hiyo kitu, by the way, we should do a DPF delete process.
Yes.
So when you're deleting the DPF of the next car, maybe we can try and film it and try show guys what DPF delete is all about.
And even the importance of DPF delete.
Yes.
Yes. Tutawaambia zote.
Sawa sawa Mwaura. So I hope this has been an insightful episode and you have had fun as well as umesikia hizi story venye ziko. Unaweza nunua gari za diesel, also where not to fuel. By the way, ni kitu moja imenibamba sana. It's quite interesting. When to fuel, when not to fuel, where not to fuel. And also be on the lookout. Observe where you're fueling, what is around there. So guys, that's the first episode of Stories at Garage. See you next time. And don't forget that we have a restoration series every Tuesday. Na pia Stories at Garage once every week. So at Auto Connect these days, we are having 2 episodes every week, each and every week. Sawa sawa. So till next time, I've been your host Eric Wakabi, Eric with a CK, filming from Prince Drive Garage. And by the way, please subscribe and like this video so that is shared to other people when you're interested in Stories at Garage. The other thing I would like to remind you guys is that we offer a service that is called pre-purchase inspection. So kama unataka kuangaliwa gari before ununue, give us a call. Our number is in the description below. Also our email address if you want to have a formal communication with us. So bye bye guys, and tuonane next time.